What's up guys, TJ got Kicks 89 here back with another shoe review just for you guys. Thank you so much for staying tuned. Today we have got a reworked version of a brand that I've never reviewed on this channel to date, and this is going to be the first of many, I would assume. But today's review is on the Asics Onitsuka Tiger Gel PTG. Before we get into the whole review, I got this off of a 70% off sale over at Atmos Malaysia website. It was initially retailing for about 400 ringgit. Got it for about 100 plus with shipping, and I got it just because I wanted to check out how the materials were. In my opinion, when you are getting a piece of footwear, it's very important to consider the materials that you have. So during the Nike Fuse era, I wasn't much of a fan because I was very accustomed to natural materials on shoes, but that's beside the point. So it is the Gel PTG in a size US 9.5, and it comes in just in a standard Asics brown box. Nothing much really. It's got Japanese writing there on the bottom, Asics logo right there. You've got some punch out holes, which is for storing and whatsoever, but we're not here to talk about the box. We're here to talk about the shoes. So the Asics Gel PTG is a reworked, sorry, this is the right pair, is a reworked or remastered version of the original Asics Faber Point Getter. So the PTG, I assume in the name, is for the Point Getter callback, that the shoe is, it's essentially the same shoe, but according to Asics, it's a reworked model of the Faber Point Getter. I'm not sure if it has a similar technology as what you have here nowadays, but we're gonna go into why I decided to pick up the shoe. So I was browsing on Atmos and found this, and before pulling the plug, despite it being daylight robbery, I decided to look into people who were fans of this shoe, and apparently there's like a die-hard community of people who absolutely adore the cup sole Asics that were featured and were debuted back in the early 80s, the late 80s, early 90s, and so on and so forth. So I found out a few YouTubers who in Japanese who reviewed this in Japanese. Didn't really understand them, but I came across this one guy. I'll put his card somewhere, but he was talking about how this shoe was actually the shoe of a team in Slam Dunk. Sorry, I'll research that for you. Sorry for the cut, guys, but I'm back, and the guy who reviewed this is Shoe It on YouTube. Thank you so much for your insight on these. But this shoe was worn by the fictional team Sano in the comic Slam Dunk, and if you, like most Malaysians watching, I believe if you played basketball, you would relate very, very closely to the comic Slam Dunk, because that's where we learned most of our basketball rules, because we didn't have an institution or basically a professional academy for us to learn basketball, but we learned it from comic books. So I think that's just essentially the background of it. This shoe was debuted as one of Asics' first venture into basketball footwear. Released around the same time as the Air Force One, apparently. Has the same sort of design, language, but I think this shoe, just when you look at it, it just is, it's not, it's a standalone silhouette. Nothing else looks like it, and that's why for the price that I got it for, I was very intrigued, and I am very happy that I pulled the plug, and I'll tell you why. the first thing that really drew me to the shoe is obviously the whole silhouette. If it just reminds me a lot of like Pharrell's ice cream line. I know that shoe is based off of the Stan Smith, but it's a very simple, sleek looking, very macho, orang tua, kind of like a dress up style. You could wear this with dress pants, kind of a shoe. And that's why I initially wanted to pull the plug on it, to pull the trigger on it. The next thing which drove me to the shoe was the materials all over the shoe. All around the shoe you have the same sort of tumbled, lightly tumbled style of a leather, and you have it. Just check out the paneling there and tell me if that's not thick enough. But the shoe for 100 ringgit, like, and you're getting quality materials here, why not, right? Even on the Vector logo, the Asics Vector logo brown there, it has a pretty substantial cut as well. So yeah, let's go into the design. The Asics Point Getter is just a simple no toe cap kind of a shoe, except for some perforations and design stitching and slit outs right there. You've got a leather build, like I said, from the toe cap to the side. Here is where the name of this shoe specifically comes from, and it's the Asics Gel PTG Python. So it's just this Python inspired vector design logo, and also on the tongue logo at the top there. But this just is a real callback to the Coco Snakes. The Nike Air Force One Coco Snakes just reminds me so much of it. You've got 7 lace holes going up, which has this very thick old school style flat lace going through. Going over the back, you've got like a inside collar kind of a design, which brings your heel a little bit more closer to your foot. At the back, you've got a heel cup, an Achilles heel cup that rides really high, higher than the rest of the shoe, if you look at it in fact. At the back, you've got the gel logo representing Asics gel technology featured in the shoe, done up in this very light brown. You've got the leather heel vertical stripe running down there. Same thing on this side, pretty much. At the front, you've got like this this is where it gets a bit more like kasut, mature, you know. It's got like this golf style shoe, you know, like the paling senang cakap, like it's those the dunk, the SB dunk golf, the golf SB dunks, and it kind of has that kind of a feel when you look down on it, you know. And I think that just, when I look down on it personally, like other people won't see it, but it kind of gives it a much more cleaner, a much more mature look. Like I said, you've got a, I don't want to say this is synthetic leather, but I believe it's synthetic leather. The tongue is a synthetic leather, could be actual leather, correct me if I'm wrong. Actually no, it's actual leather. So I could tell from the lace loop, the centering lace loop just right here. So it's actual leather. The backing is synthetic. The Python logo Asics thing right there on the top of the tongue. On the inside, you've got synthetic leather lining all around, and like I said, the backing of the tongue is synthetic leather as well. And there on the inside is the Asics logo in that brown colorway. The insole is an ortholite insole, and it is, I mean, you can tell it's right here, and it's yeah, it's just the same standard ortholite thickness, really nothing much to write home about. And it's a cup sole design, and this is where I think the Asics obsession and design language really goes through, because Asics has been known to make amazing running footwear, and I think if this was the starting point of that, I think it only goes up. I know that they've gone so far now in terms of designing footwear, and they've got like mad collabs in the cupsole to assist with flexibility when you're running up and down the court. Just shows that they really know what they're doing. So it's the PTG or Point Getter cupsole with the Asics logo in the heel right there, and you've got like some some rougher patterns up front for like toe drags and whatnot, and at the bottom the traction pattern is pretty damn interesting, and it is pretty deep too. So if you actually do wear this, the traction pattern will stand the test of time. Now this is what I want to get into, the technology in the shoe. And I said that this was built around the same time as the Air Force One, so we could, from there you could basically tell that this shoe has a heel wedge, and inside it, I believe it's I think it's the fuse cell, or I think it's the fuse cell, but basically you have a capsule with Asics Gel wedge, and there's a YouTuber in Korea, I believe, who dissected the shoe, and it actually, the foam wedge starts from the midfoot to the heel, and it is pretty thick, and it has like a decent drop basically, but I think that just basically assists so much with the comfort and wearability of the shoe, and they smell so good. Fit and sizing on this shoe, I personally have like a normal width foot, so just go true to size on this and you should be good. Most people who have reviewed this on those I think on Zappos and like that Runner's Weekly website say that this shoe fits very snug, which is accurate, but not overly snug, where if you normally wear a size US 9.5 in a Nike, you wouldn't be able to fit in this. But it's a comfortable sort of a snug fit, not overly restrictive like when you get brand new Kobe's out of the box. So I think that takes care of it. While they're still there on Atmos, and while they're still there on Asics website, they've got the Japan limited edition, the blue Japanese leather, and they've got the mid-top version of this as well in the black Japanese leather that will wear away, revealing the color underneath. Get it while it's there. It's only going for about 300 ringgit. So like I said, this shoe has amazing leather and an amazing technology for a bang for your buck price. So I'm TJ Got Kicks 89. I co-sign the Asics Gel PTG. I will be looking out for more of these, hopefully in the future, inshallah. And that takes care of the review. Woo. I'm TJ Got Kicks 89. This is the Asics Gel PTG, or the Asics Faber Point Getter. And signing in, signing out. Catch you guys at the next one. Keep ballin'.